The program you're about to watch is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the 18 Plus show. Today is going to be very interesting because we have a very interesting topic to discuss. Now, there are situations and issues in relationships that we face. Situations like, oh, I met this guy and we dated for a couple of days and then he dumped me. He used me and he dumped me. And the guy goes, oh, this girl led me on and made me feel like she was in love. And then she dumped me. So today our topic is the victim, who is being used. My name is Kole Remy. I'm your host, and co-hosting this with me is the amazing and beautiful and super sexy.
Super sexy, if for another. I like how he says that. And right now we are in Araba's Cafe, one of my favorite cafes at the moment. You can find it in Victoria Island. They have lots of interesting things, everything that a cafe should have. We are going to go on a quick break now, but when we come back, we'll be introducing our guests. We have some very interesting guests in the
amazing people.
Yes,
beautiful
you want to meet them. Okay, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Don't move. Welcome back to the 18 Plus show. Like we said, we have some amazing guests in the building. And I'm going to start by introducing the first man on my left. He's my friend, not just a co-actor. This is Micheal. Micheal is an actor, an hospitality guru, and also an IT consultant. Can you smile?
I like the way he smiles.
You like the way he smiles? Yeah, right here. And next to him is Lisa. Lisa is a movie producer. She's a singer, she's an actress. All in one, she's an entertainer. Lisa, say hi, please.
Hi. Lisa is smiling.
And next to Lisa, we have Okey. Okey is a business developer and an IT guru.
Hello,
welcome,
everyone.
Okey.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
And after, we have the beautiful chubby Omoribi Costa, Esther. Esther is a promoter.
Yeah, I am one.
Welcome on the show. So before we go ahead with our topic, I have a little something for you, or rather, Ifo has a little something for you.
Yes, I have an amazing fact for you. Now, is anyone here a hopeless romantic? Do you believe in love at first sight? Well, if you do, if you actually believe in love at first sight, I have something very interesting to share with you. Now, according to research, do you know that it actually takes just 4 minutes for you to decide whether or not you like someone? So if you're looking to make an impression, 4 minutes is what you have to make that impression. So right now, I am going to ask Okey to make an impression on Lisa. Your time starts now.
What sort of impression do you want to get?
We don't care.
Honey, make an impression.
Make an impression. Make her like you in 4 minutes.
Oh God, that's a lot of work, man.
4 minutes? That's the whole work to be, my man.
I'm trying my best to make that 4 minutes good.
Well, you're looking at me. Look at Lisa. I didn't say you should make an impression of me.
You know, with all the talk you have going on now, you just lost 2 minutes.
Yes, I know.
And
I'm
your
trying
time is
to make
going
sure
down.
it's 4 minutes.
No. Make an impression.
Right now it's 4 minutes.
No, I'm with a stopwatch.
I think it's safe to say that Okey is
doesn't have
far from a hopeless romantic. How do you even manage your relationship? Anyway, that's talk for another day. So back to our topic, we're talking about the victim who is being used in a relationship. Now, I have heard of several stories where some girls who, talk about how they were used and dumped by a guy. Why? Because they met some guy and after 2 weeks, they had sex and everything just packed up and now they're feeling used. Different scenarios. So in that kind of situation, what do you think? What would you say about that? Would you say she was used? Would you say she was a victim? You are a man, Okey. What are your thoughts on this?
I think the victim is who cries more. The victim is the one who tells a better story. Yeah, so if you listen to both parties, you would have to be the judge. Now, she's sleeping with him. What if he thinks it's maybe an entertainment for the night? And she giving it to him feels I may just be giving it to keep him. So it's a story of who cries more. He would also cry out and feel harassed. She slept with me. Oh my God. She enticed me, she aroused me, and I don't have power over my will and all.
Okay,
so
that's right.
We all tell good stories at the end of it. So the victim is, to me, who cries more.
So I am going to ask Esther right now, if you are in a relationship with some hot guy that you really like and sex happened and after 2 weeks it didn't work out, would you consider yourself a victim in that sort of scenario? In such scenario, I don't think I'll consider myself a victim. You see, I always say one thing, that we look too much at the closed door, that we don't see that which is open. I don't see that as being a victim. And if I'm to have sex with someone, I think I already made that decision. Sometimes people say sex is not what we are arranged for. Yes, I know that. It's not what we are arranged for. But before you could go on bed with someone and sleep with a person, I think it's at that minute there was something clicking to the both of you. That's right. So you don't see yourself as a victim. So in a mutually consented relationship, there is no victim. Yeah. And I think Michael agrees with that.
Because Michael keeps saying,
She just made a point. You have to decide. Yeah, you have to decide. I mean,
could you define the word victim for me? Because, you know,
someone has been hurt. I mean, from something destructive.
Emotionally, physically.
And everything.
Relationship.
Sorry, 1 second, please.
Sorry.
You talked about a lady sleeping with a guy and getting used, and after 2 weeks she gets. Okay, what about the guys? You see a girl and she's everything you want, and you guys are going on. After 1-2 weeks, you just find out she's just, hi, what's up?
So anyone can be a victim. Now this brings me to a scenario.
Nobody cares about the guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Because we always.
I thought it was a man's word. So who runs the world? God. Beyonce said that. Yeah.
Do you know? Sorry, 1 second, please. Do you know it's more embarrassing for a girl, a lady, to see a guy? You guys just had like stuff. You feel, oh, you're telling your friends, man, I just found this lovely girl, and then the next time she sees you, you're like, hi.
Oh yeah.
So it's more embarrassing for the guy.
Yeah,
no.
It's more embarrassing.
If this is really
most of the time.
This is
Why do you think it's more embarrassing for the guy?
Yeah, because everybody feels the lady is
the vulnerable one.
Vulnerable. I mean, she
but
gets
have
used
you,
and dumped.
sorry, have you ever thought of why you meet a girl in 1-2 weeks and the next time you're seeing her, she's saying, all right. You see, you just have to understand. I think that is topic for another day. Now, that was something Michael said about, and Okey actually insinuated that it's always about the girl who talks about the guy. Now, imagine, for instance, in a workplace, I could just tap Kunle's bum. Like I'm tapping his bum right now, and it's normal thing for me.
So you just lost $1 million. You should sue her.
You're not tapping. But then if Kunle taps my bum, I could go crying, oh my goodness, that's some sexual harassment stuff there. Why is that happening?
Exactly. So at this point, why as a lady, I'm asking you, Lisa.
Yeah.
Is there a problem? Would you say I am a victim or I am being abused? Because I'm walking, yeah, we're friends, but then you spat my ass, you whisper, you peck. You know you're leading me in the path of destruction.
Okay,
yeah, of course.
That's true.
You're sending some very funny messages.
That's true.
But then when he returns the favor,
so you agree that men too are victims?
Yes, a man can also be a victim.
Are you putting also?
Yes, a man can be a victim.
You just come on straight and say it.
Yes, men, yes.
It has to be absolute.
It's a yin and a yang. It's both ways. It goes both ways.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have this very important question, because it bothers me, and I just want to hear what you have to say to this. Is it possible for you to become enemies with someone you once loved? Now, this is like you've been in a relationship for 6 years, right?
That's a long
and all
time.
of a sudden, you break up. Is it possible to be enemies with that kind of person?
You broke up because you felt used.
Or you felt it wasn't going anywhere, which is still being used? And then you become enemy. You guys don't talk, you guys don't relate, you guys really literally don't see. Is it possible to be enemies like that?
It's possible, sorry. When in the space of 2, 3, 4, 5 months, it's possible. But over time, it wears off. One, it has to do with maturity, if you tell me. Back then in school, I mean, I dated someone and then we broke up. You know, and then I was like,
honey,
no,
I don't know.
I was going to talk to her. I said I'm not going to talk to her. But after a while, after some years, we became very good friends. I mean, we talked about those days in school and we laughed about it.
But then it's because there was no social media. If there was social media, should have blocked you on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook.
It boils down to maturity. It boils down to maturity, yeah.
Well, it also depends on the level of hurt.
Exactly.
It depends on how badly that person used, in quotes, used or abused or, you know, trusts, you know, stuff like that. Depends on how hurt you feel.
I have an issue with saying it depends on how hurt, because these are two consenting adults. Yes, of course, enemies. There will be a time that there will be enemies for life. In fact, she would even tell her sons that, or the children from the new marriage, see that man I dated a very wicked
Anybody
man.
from his village.
Anybody from his village is out. Yeah, and if you check it, it goes way back. So it's possible. It's very much possible. And it has nothing to do with what happened. It could be with hopes. She had hopes. He had hopes.
Maybe she thought she was going to get married.
It could be, I saw him with my friend. Why? So there's a whole lot of
Esther,
things.
this is see, yeah. Before you answer this question, because I see you looking like, I have the right answer. Before you answer this question, check this out. Someone you dated for 6 years, for example, you shared everything. You had sex, which is really, really a big thing because it's emotions and it's a lot of things for 6 years, right? I probably know your parents.
I talked it with DNC.
We probably advised me. Yeah, maybe there were a few DNCs involved.
Yeah, you know.
Now, I probably met your parents. I know your siblings. So much has gone between us. And then because of a breakup, because we were not going to work or because we didn't work, you just feel you just cut the person off. Can you actually live like that? Like totally be enemies? Like I don't wish you good.
Like I said earlier, that we look too much at the closed doors that we do not see the ones that are opened. I don't have to make that person my enemy. You see, if he has actually gone so far to let go of me at that minute, it means there's something else coming. I don't know how people think, but I think differently. I don't follow one side of it. I just get hurt and like, should I think this other way? Why has this person done this thing?
So it's safe to say that you look at every closed door as another door open.
Yes, for another
I'm going to ask
But
you.
sorry,
real quick.
she
Have you
hasn't
ever
answered the
felt?
question.
She didn't answer the question.
If the person is going to be termed an enemy.
She said
Yeah, what she's
she
saying,
answered.
she's talked about that.
I'm not going to tame that person my enemy.
Yeah,
That's
she
what
might
I'm
might
saying.
go through the hurt like he said.
Yes.
For a period.
But not
enemies.
an enemy.
I want to quickly ask Michael here because he just wants to talk. Have you ever been used in a relationship?
Yes. And I'm speaking for all guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
There's
We love
no
you.
guy on earth that would say he has not been used by a lady. Let's be realistic.
How are
ourselves.
you used?
Yeah, I mean back then in school, used for exuberance. You have a girlfriend, you're head over heels, in love with her and everything, blah blah blah. Before you knew it, you were.
Isn't that puppy love?
No, it's not puppy love. When people get married in school. People get pregnant in school and they get married in school. And you thought this girl is your girlfriend. Sorry, 1 second. You feel she's your girlfriend.
Infatuation.
On the queue, you're like number 5.
I can feel the heart.
Michael, this is 10 seconds you just used. Thank you. Lisa, have you ever been a victim?
Yes.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it. You say, yeah. I'm going to leave you. Okay, have you ever been a victim? Chama.
Oh, Miss, I like it.
Esther, have you ever been a victim?
Used, yes, not a victim.
You've
You have
been
been
used.
Yeah.
Oh.
Honey, I feel your pain.
No, she's not paying. I don't think so.
If you were used,
I have been used.
I think I want to hear that story.
Yes, I will tell you. So there's this particular chick I've been following, I've been trying to catch, I've been doing all the James Bond and the smooth movie, never worked. And one day she calls me and says, where are you? I'm like, I'm at home. She goes, okay, text your address. Okay, 69 4-play drive. I text my address, and next thing she pulls up and I had talk, made noodles for her, turned on my generator for her. Wow. You understand? Infused scarcity, pulled it up, and then she chilled and, we had a very nice time. Good. A cab was waiting outside, she left. So I was thinking it's the beginning of a new chapter of my life. The following Saturday, she was married.
Oh.
We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to the 18 Plus show, and we're still here with our amazing guests, Micheal, Lisa, Okey, and Esther, and my beautiful co-host.
Before another.
Yes, we were discussing something important. The victim and who is being used. Now, I think we should clarify on what a victim is and what is being used is. What is a victim, Micheal, again?
Like I said, someone that's been hurt. Or
from a relationship
or something.
Or association.
Yeah.
Lisa, what's the victim?
A victim is someone who is the weaker, who feels the most betrayed from the loss of the relationship.
Okay, if I could ask you, what is being used?
Because I hate to define all those things. Because the truth is, whoever is used, the person that cries more, speaks out more, has the largest number of friends, will claim being used or most used. Now, these are two consenting adults coming together in a relationship. It gives you time to find out that this could be false, this is heading nowhere, but you choose to trust that it could come out to be something. Now, the only one I could call being used is when a minor is involved. That's a case of undue influence. Now, I have superior knowledge, yes, I'm just leading her on by multitude of lies and all.
Does it
Yes.
have to be superior knowledge?
Yes.
What if it's not declared intentions?
I think if a minor is involved, then she's definitely being used.
Or someone
Oh,
who...
I think
there's
that's a feed, that's totally...
But that's totally different.
There's something called mind games. Mind games might
I
be
agree
involved.
with you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
So how do you avoid being used or falling into...
How do you even know you're being used?
Sometimes
You
we
might
get,
not
we get to
even know.
see signs.
How
Sometimes
do
we
you
see
even know
signs
you're
and we
being
ignore
used?
the signs.
Why?
Sometimes we see signs and we just throw them under the carpet.
What
You
are
feel
the
like
signs
you
that
feel
you
you're
need to
in
see?
love.
I think you should
You
hear
feel
Esther
you're in
out
love
now.
and the person is also in
Yeah, I
love.
think Esther's about to drop
Yeah,
something.
Esther's
She's
about to
drop a
drop.
bomb.
How do you know you're being used? Esther?
You better blow up this place.
How you know that you're being used? You see, like a story he said the other time. You're meeting, I was asking that question very clear. You can't say you're with someone for 6 years and still say you're being used. The interval of 7 days you said, yes, you can prove that yes, he's being used. Because you meet someone, truly, you can't say that's the person you're gonna end up your life with at that moment. But the fact that you're opened and you just see this person as a very good friend, this person you want to keep a relationship, and the next thing you're hearing is the person is married, you can see yourself as being used. I say I'm being used because we don't have an agreement. Being used is, we don't have an agreement and you go off my side and do something. I can say I'm being used. You say I'm in a relationship, it's between the two of us, but now you are going out of that relationship and you're doing something.
it is
Then
not
I
an
can now
open
say you
relationship.
have used me.
Right.
Do you
Okay.
understand?
I
I'm in a
understand.
relationship with you and you're to do something. Being in a relationship is between two persons.
It's a consent.
If you're to do something, you should take my consent that I want to do this thing. But the fact that you have gone to do that thing without me noticing or without me knowing, you've used
It's
me.
you
You've
being
used
used.
me in that.
You have betrayed
That's
the trust of that
aspect.
relationship.
So above all, if we all agree...
So the victor is the smartest.
If we all agree... Is that the game plan?
Manipulation.
So above
You
all,
manipulate.
What you're
I
trying to say.
think the best way to avoid being a victim is communication,
Yeah.
right?
And I think to basically define what it is you're into
From the beginning.
from the beginning.
Everybody can talk.
But some people are so deceptive. They will tell you what
Everybody
you
can
want to hear.
talk. Because the general notion is tell a lady what she wants to hear.
Definitely.
I have a story of a
Definitely.
young man who promised to marry a certain lady. Okay, he said he was going to marry her. He met the parents. He paid the girl's school fees, and throughout visited her in school. She graduated and said she wasn't going to marry him anymore. So what are you going to call that?
The family used him.
That's it.
The whole family.
Okay, so I need you guys to help me out here. It's obvious that being used is quite different from the
From
victim,
being
from
a
everything
victim,
that you
yes.
have said.
Definitely.
So real quick, Lisa, tell me, who is a victim and what is being used? What are the differences?
A victim is someone who goes in with pure intentions. Then you find out that the other person is not being honest to you, is not being truthful to you. They have ulterior motives for being in that relationship with you.
So you're
Then
a
you are a
victim in that.
victim.
So how about being used?
Being used is when someone goes in with an ulterior motive. How do I even put
I think
this?
they're closely related.
Let's get Michael help us.
Michael has something to say.
Being used and a victim is, I think, victim is the most, is a polished word for being
For
used.
being used.
Bam.
Yeah.
Oh, pastor.
God.
Let's be realistic.
Esther, what's your difference? What's the difference between victim and being used?
To me, when you say victim, let me use the issue of this Boko Haram stuff. You know, we say some people are actually around that particular location, and when they bomb, some are not actually from there, and because they are there at that moment, they are a victim. Do you understand what I'm trying to
Okay,
say?
but let's
But in
bring
a
it down to
In a relationship, the
Let's
fact,
bring this down to a
when I
relationship.
say victim, the fact that you've been down that road with that person and the person has to cut it off at that minute, it makes you a victim.
How about being used?
And being used is that you are still in it, and the person, as in the person sees, you make that person
Left
know
you
that,
hanging.
and left you hanging. That's what being used is.
Thank you very much. So now I understand that some of you think there's a difference between being a victim and being used. But Michael says being used is is still part of being a victim. The bottom line. But thank you very much. At least now I know that I was being used. We'll be right back.
You're a victim then. Are you a victim?
I don't know.
Oh.
We'll be right back after the break.
Okay.
Welcome back to 18 Plus. Now, this is a segment which I call the Wildcat segment. This is basically where I ask a direct question and I expect your entire sincerity. Now, before I start asking my Wildcat questions, I want to remind us of a little something we talked about at the beginning of the show. We talked about how we have 4 minutes to make an impression and how we have 4 minutes
Which
to
you
decide
failed.
whether or not we like someone. Now, considering all of that, I would like to ask you, Michael, will you have sex on the first date?
No, I won't.
Why wouldn't you have sex on the first date?
Because I don't want it.
Even after you've made the first impression?
I don't know. To me, I mean, I feel it's weird. I mean, where do you want to have the sex on the first date? In the club or where? Or the house?
Thank you very much. Lisa, please, answer the question.
I want to get something straight here. Sorry, 1 second before Lisa comes up. Where do you want to do? You want to start doing? You want to do it on
Honey,
the
you have the car, you have your house, you have the...
Michael,
Where do you want to do? I want to say something. You guys
the
get to club or
restaurant,
something.
your bar.
Something must lead to.
Michael,
You understand? There must be a
Michael.
path
Michael.
on the first date.
After making, I'm talking about after making that impression. You have 4 minutes to make an impression. Now you have made that impression.
That impression. And you're supposed to get down low.
I'm asking you, honey.
This is a topic for another day.
Lisa,
but
sorry,
trust me,
Michael,
this is the topic for another day.
this is your personal
sorry to cut you.
opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Just go ahead.
Michael, sorry to cut you. This is you're making it sound like sex has to be on the bed all the time.
No, I'm just saying. I'm asking. I said, where do you
So
want to do
your
on the
answer is
first
no.
date?
Your answer is no and
Okay,
no.
no.
And I
Yeah,
think
thank
that just made me, declare him boring. Sex on the bed, you're boring. Honey, please tell me, if you made an impression on someone and you basically connected on the first day, will you have sex that day? If you will, why? And if you will not, why wouldn't you have sex?
Personally, I would not have sex on the first date.
Even after the connection?
Even after the connection.
Check this out.
I would not have sex on the first date.
Baby.
Yes, because I'm a romantic and I'm very, I might look hard on the outside exterior. I'm very tender inside, so things like that. I can't do one night. I don't do one night stand.
Okay, so real quick, if you've made that connection on the first day, will you have sex with someone on the first day?
You guys are boring, man.
They are being realistic.
And I thought,
It's absolute.
and I thought you were interested. Esther, tell me, please say something.
Esther, would you?
I wouldn't have sex.
Join the train.
Are we all trying to be saints here because some people are watching at home?
No.
It's even. It's good.
You asked us the question. You
Wait,
know, we
okay.
play a card here. You said we should answer it.
Wait.
Why
Now,
would you have sex?
let me turn the table. How about you? Would you have
I was
sex
about
on the
saying
first
it.
date?
Yes.
You know the good thing? Sometimes there's certain chemistries. Listen, that you cannot explain. I have been there. I don't know about any other person here, I'm not going to hide, but I have been in a place where I'm not just about having sex with this person, but I want to just...
You want to be in the person.
I want to see all of what I am experiencing. I want to feel everything.
You want to
and
be
trust
in
me,
the
if you what matters most again is if you're in that environment where everything clicks, tick,
Yeah.
tick, 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 tick. It can happen.
But I watch it.
Now, I think when that happens, you cannot say you've been used.
No.
You had that connection with that girl,
that's why it's chemistry.
and she
It's
got
not.
married, but you still felt used. What's your
No,
problem?
that
Mr.
one
Man?
she had a
Okay,
problem.
wait,
She kept it.
You are the one with the problem.
She came to play away.
Because you had a connection and you enjoyed it, and then you're feeling
Is
used.
it easier for a man to have sex on the first date than a woman?
No, look, now check this out. Yeah, the
I'm asking
person
the
I
man. I'm
had this
asking the
chemistry
man.
with, you can call it a one night stand. We're still friends.
that's one night stand.
No, it's not one night stand because we're still friends and we still had a couple of more time. We still spend time together. But now this person I'm talking about.
Even after she got married.
Guess what? No, not that one. That one used to me now. This one I'm talking about is, I don't know, the chemistry I can't understand. It wasn't in this country, it was somewhere else. But it sparked and we found ourselves there and we could even still have a conversation because we're like, okay, now that's strange, but that was actually
animalistic.
Nice and
Consented.
interesting. Now, guys, I would have you know that we actually asked some of our followers these questions,
Yeah.
and they have answered. So right now, we'll be listening to some of their voice notes.
I don't see a problem having sex on the first date, because if I truly love her and I truly mean it, that can't break anything. And at a first sight, I would make her trust me, because there is a lot of men where after there is a lot of men after having the sex on the first date, they just leave and go. And I would use that as a penalty chance to prove that girl that I'm not the same. And she would build a big trust and a big love for me. So it depends. If you really mean the love you have for the girl, if you really care, and if you really trust her, that at first sight sex, it wouldn't mean anything. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anita. So to the question, would I have sex on a first date? It's an emphatic no. And then to the question, do I think if there's anything wrong with having sex on the first date? I believe it wouldn't have even been a question in the first place if there was nothing questionable about it. And then if the babe just wants the real deal instead of the toys that she's been using, then you're not part of the problem. But a babe should always have a filter on dicks. Because if the dick that is traveling into your pom-pom is not just a dick but has a dick head, it's not be funny finding out that the person that you allowed to form King Kong on your body is an award-winning dickhead. To be too late then. And then trust me, babes are never really going to get the truth from men. They're always going to say that there's nothing wrong and they're not being judgmental and stuff. Say they no go want spoil their show now. They will always tell you what they will feel you want to hear, so that you always give them show. But I feel it's going to bring out an issue of trust, because I don't believe a man is going to trust somebody who just gave it to him on the first day, who knows how many dates he's been on and how many dates he's going to be on and how many more dates he's going to. So that's about that.
Anita basically just killed it.
Yeah,
I beg to differ.
I like when you guys nodded.
She said, watch the dick, filter the dick. What if you filter the dick is the right dick?
Why are you talking? Why you
Wait,
that
what
phrase?
would you
Cut
use
it off.
to filter the dick?
She talked about something
Please,
else,
I wanna
about
ask you a
trust.
question.
There's absolutely no way. I'm sorry, Esther, please. One
A
second.
man, okay.
Absolutely no way a man would trust. Okay, fine. If it's one night and you want to do it and go, but if you want to have a relation, the man
I
would
do
never.
not. I do not
trust
agree with
that
you.
But we've read it
agree
on
with
social
you.
media a couple of
I
times where
have-
some people
That's social
I
media.
know a
get married
story.
because of sex.
Social
I
media.
know a story
social
about-
media is deceptive. I'm sorry to say. I'm
About
sorry.
people
I'm
who
sorry to
met,
say that.
they had
social media is
Michael.
deceptive.
Michael, listen to me.
I'm telling them something.
Michael, this is
Social
not
media is
social media.
deceptive.
I know a story of people who met on the first day, had sex, they got married. Several years later, they're still together.
That's in a movie.
No,
It is
no,
real life.
it's actually,
You saw them.
Yes.
The chemistry was right. It depends on
That's probably
If I am going to give
that's
my
probably a
thoughts on
storyline
this-
in a
This is
movie.
the best
If
part.
I am going to give
like.
my thoughts on this, I think it's different strokes for different
That's
folks.
probably a storyline in a movie.
And I'm going to
Just
give,
go this
I'm
script.
going to give my
honey,
thoughts on
don't
this.
say
Can I give my
that.
thoughts on this?
Don't
This
say
is the
that.
best part I like of this show, where we wrap it and we go home. My dear, please sign us out.
Guys, it has been lots of action here. I'm sure that we have lots of things to talk about, but guess what? You can actually continue this on the social media. So follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are everywhere online.
So follow us on social media and let's continue this conversation.
Yes, my name is Ifo Enada. Here's my James Bond, aka Kunle Remy, aka the guy that was a victim because he was used. I'm sorry, dear. Better luck next time.
Please, cut. Please. Cut the camera. Michael.
Yes.
Why can't you have sex on the first day?
Because I don't want to have sex on the first day.
Why don't you have sex on the first day?
Because I don't like
What
it.
if it's Ali Berry?
Ali Berry. Sorry, did you just say something?
A DJ Toxic.